thinking in the prosperity. It will be a better catalyzer for these efforts rather than continue pushing just for the protection. We need to include the prosperity as well.
My name is Erica Delamar. I'm the Climate Resiliency Program Manager for California State Parks. Along the entire coast of California, we have, of course, our network of 124 marine protected areas. Many of these marine protected areas are immediately adjacent to California State Parks coastal properties.
My name is Octavio Aburto. I am a professor at Scripps Institution of Oceanography, and I have been working with marine protected areas since 30 years ago. In particular, one in the Gulf of California. The name is of this MPA is Cabo Pulmo.
Point Lobos State Marine Reserve is one of the oldest in California. The first portion of it was protected in the early 1960s, and then it was expanded since then. The state park itself is regarded as the crown jewel of California State Parks, so it's only appropriate that our crown jewel MPA also surrounds this really special spot here in Monterey County. The State Marine Reserve, because it is a no-take reserve, it is truly there for recreational enjoyment, so a lot of folks are coming there to wildlife watch. We frequently have the southern sea otter, harbor seals, we get dolphins that come through, gray whales, humpback whales. They can all be seen from Point Lobos State Marine Reserve.
In 1995, the fishermen asked the Mexican government to create a national park in Cabo Pulmo. So this particular marine protected area, it's very different from other ones in the region because it's fully protected. In that region in particular, we don't have coral reefs, but we have rocky reefs. And the special thing about Cabo Pulmo is that that particular area is covered with a lot of hard corals and sea fans. The fish, especially those ones that are commercial fish, like groupers, snappers, jacks, the population of these species is growing, and the animals or the fish started getting bigger. You can see massive fish and big schools of fish.
So for this MPA in particular, I would say like the majority of the enforcement is coming from Department of Fish and Wildlife and also California State Parks. The challenges that we see the most in this marine protected area are primarily, almost entirely driven by tourism. The amount of foot traffic along the shorelines and into the tide pools can be really impactful. Everyone wants to take a souvenir with them. They're picking up little pieces of shells or pieces of driftwood. It's being overloved, really, is what it is.
In this case, the community of Cabo Pulmo, they embraced the project. They were the ones that request the protection. Almost 30 years ago, nobody was helping them. Even the Mexican government didn't send any director of the park. So one member of the community had that role and agree with the rest of the members of the community to enforce the area. And that protection and that participation is what has created these great results in conservation. The challenge is that we have not put in attention in the socio-economic system. We cannot wait to randomly start moving in the same direction that the people in Cabo Pulmo move. We need to start thinking in how systematically we can help communities to move in a direction that is looking for more prosperity for that community.
So when we're talking about taking what we've learned from California's marine protected areas and applying it to other situations in other parts of the world, key things would be to really limit take and make it truly a fully protected area that doesn't allow for any types of fishing. But then also looking at protecting a variety of habitats and having an overlapping habitats. A big part of the Point Lobos State Marine Reserve is it's part of a network of 124 marine protected areas. Its success deals and is connected to the success of all the other MPAs around it. So when we're talking about the contributions of marine protected areas to the goal of 30 by 30, it plays an integral role. And not everyone is pro marine protected area. We recognize that. Folks want to be able to fish in historic fishing grounds and collect where they did as kids. I think that really what is important is helping people understand and value our natural world.
Everything looks very good in Cabo Pulmo. However, has been almost impossible to replicate that example even in the Gulf of California. Why is not happening? My conclusion is that we need to dedicate more effort in the change of the people, of the social economic system rather than the ecological system. The 30 by 30 is a big goal, it's a big challenge. Now we are around 8%, even if we include minimal or lightly protected areas. If we don't understand that we need this time and we need to create common vision, a long-term vision for these communities, we won't be able to replicate these efforts.
It's not that deadline, and if we don't reach it by 2030, we can't just like pass the goalpost and be like, oh well, we tried and just give up.
But I always say that we should leave the pessimism for better times, and we need to continue working.